Yo, how's it going, Bears fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Down Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Today I'm joined by my co-hosts, Parth and Jaylen. And we have a special guest today. We've got Anthony from Eagles Territory. His Instagram will be in the description. How's it going, man?
Hi. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So let's get right into it. We're going to have Anthony on, obviously, talking to us a bit about the Eagles. But this is basically just our episode scouting out the Eagles, basically. We're not going to be talking much about the Bears today, but more so about our opponents this week in the wild card round. As said, Anthony's Instagram is in the description, as well as all of our social media, so you can follow us and get coverage throughout the week on the Bears and the Eagles game. I'll actually be at that game, so that's going to be a fun time. Let's get right into it. Anthony, I'm going to have you start off talking about, obviously, it seems like it was a bit of an up-and-down ride with the Eagles throughout the regular season with Wentz and Foles. Just give me a little overview of their season and how they got to this point.
A lot of stupid injuries. They're down to the fifth running backs, and it's been stressful. They started off decent, they beat the Falcons. They lost to the Bucs.
Okay.
And then I was like, all right, now we're getting Wentz back, we're getting Jeffrey back, we should be on a roll.
And it almost went the wrong way. You don't have to go through game by game. You don't have to go through game by game if you don't want to.
Now we're getting back, and then we lose the Titans and the Vikings.
Cowboys twice.
I'm just going by how
Yeah, totally. Yeah, well. Yeah. Sorry, keep going.
We lose two in a row, and then I'm like, all right, what's happening? And then we just start losing to all these mediocre teams by 2 points, and we start blowing big leads, and I'm like, okay. Now
and then Foles comes back.
And then Foles comes back, and we beat the Rams, and I'm just confused.
And here we are. Yeah. So the Eagles, obviously, they snagged the sixth seed. Barely, because of us beating the Vikings, so you're welcome. You're welcome for having this opportunity. But I want to go through Parth and Jaylen. Parth, I'll start with you. What do you think of the Eagles this year so far?
I'm going to say one word. It's mediocre. They're a mediocre team this year. They're not consistent at all. This is like that Packers team that we would... It's kind of like a Packers team. I'm going to say that. It's like they got a pretty good quarterback, just not enough pieces around him. So, I like how Foles has come in and done his job, but their secondary is super weak. And it's, I think, the worst ranked secondary in the NFL. Their linebackers is just a big... But, they got the most pressure on a quarterback, so that's something to watch out for. Mm-hmm. But I really expect the Bears to take advantage of their secondary.
Yeah. Personally, when I think about the Eagles, I wouldn't say mediocrity. I think they've had a pretty good turnaround after facing some adversity throughout the season. Obviously, the reigning champs, you're going to have to respect them no matter what. You got to respect what Foles is doing. He's come in and really turned it around and he's really given them a chance. I wasn't too happy this week. Alshon did call out the Bears secondary. Not the right group of people to call out Alshon Jeffrey.
He jinxed us.
Yeah. He'll finally get to play his playoff game in Soldier Field, though, so we'll see how that goes. Overall, what I think of the Eagles, I think they're a pretty scrappy team. They found a way to make it work with some interesting players like Josh Adams, like Wendell Smallwood, and obviously bringing in receivers like Golden Tate, like Nelson Aguilar, and obviously Zach Ertz is someone you always got to watch out for. So a pretty good offense. They can obviously put up some points. That secondary is the third worst rated in the league. We'll see how that goes. Jaylen, what do you think of these Eagles this year?
This Eagles team, it's been a very up and down season. They're probably one of the hottest teams coming into the playoffs right now, behind the Colts. They've beat two good teams in the last 3 games. They beat the Rams, then they beat the Texans. So they're pretty hot with Nick Foles, probably the best shoot they have. They're playing way better with Foles than they're playing with Wentz. And I don't think I would ever say this, but I would rather play Wentz, and I'll rather play Carson Wentz than play Nick Foles in this playoff game.
Yeah, totally. Right now, yeah.
I feel like like Parth said, their secondary isn't that good. I feel like Mitchell should exploit it. Last time he played a bad secondary, threw 6 touchdowns, but that's just how I feel this team. Great ranked team too.
Totally. Yeah, their number 1 cornerback, who I know is Ronald Darby. He is out. He got out in the middle of the season with some sort of injury. Anthony, if I can ask you, sorry.
Darby, Jones, and Mills are top 3 corners, all in IR. Or no,
Wow.
no, Jones not IR, out though.
And then what's your guys' safety situation, if I must ask? Because I know Malcolm Jenkins. Yeah. You guys are you guys healthy as far as the safety position goes?
Yeah, Jenkins. We lost our starting free safety beginning of the year to a torn MCL.
Oh, jeez, dude. All right.
And then Jenkins is good.
Yeah. If I must ask, what do you think about these Bears so far? Because it's always interesting to hear what the guest thinks about how we've been doing so far.
So a while ago, I posted on my account saying the Bears were going to win the North, and I got so much freaking hate for it. People were coming at me like, you know what you're talking about, Trubisky's going to be benched by week 6, blah, blah, blah. Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, they'll take the division.
Yeah.
Some guys even said the Lions would be better. And and then I was and then soon when I got Khalil Mack, I said it's all Khalil Mack gives me nightmares. Just looking at him. Their linebackers are insane. Roquan Smith was the best rookie linebacker. I know everyone's hyping up
Van Der Esch
and Leonard, but I think Roquan Smith ended up being the best. Their corners are really good. Bryce Callahan going down.
Yeah, that's tough.
Sucks.
Yeah.
But especially on a contract year. But I've always liked what's his name?
Kyle Fuller.
Yeah. I like Kyle Fuller too.
Yeah.
And then the Eagles almost traded for him last offseason. But
totally.
Yes, they did. Their
Totally.
safeties are insane. Hopefully Eddie Jackson can play. I mean, I'd rather him not, but
yeah, he practiced today. We're recording this on Thursday, and he was limited practice today. So signs are pointing upwards for him. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed.
He's a guy with like 10 defensive touchdowns this year, right?
Yeah, he's got 5, I think. 5 in his career, 3 this year. I know you and I spoke earlier. I know you basically just spoke about the defense, but you actually told me earlier that you were a believer of Trubisky's coming into this year after what I would say is a pretty bad rookie year for him. What do you think of just not only Trubisky but this offense as a whole?
Well, Trubisky, I had actually as the best quarterback in the draft. I was one of the only people who actually had that. The best quarterback coming out of the draft because I thought he was just the most pro ready.
Okay.
I don't think his rookie year was that bad because if you look at his receivers, they're pretty awful.
Yeah, worst rated receivers in the league.
Problems.
Yeah.
But their offense went from one of the worst to maybe like top 10 in my opinion, even though maybe that's, I don't know what their actual rank is, but
totally.
On paper, I think they're top 10 counter offense.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about Trubisky, I mean, I think half the reason why a lot of people don't like him is just because of the draft comparisons to Watson and Mahomes, obviously, who's lighting it up right now.
So you're saying what I think about it? What I really think Trubisky?
Just the offense as a whole, yeah. I'm just trying to pick your mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Trubisky added with Cohen and Howard can give you 250 rushing yards any given day.
Yeah, totally.
Especially with Matt Nagy. I love Matt Nagy.
Coach of the year. Yeah.
He reminds me a lot of Doug. Yeah, he's Coach of the year. He reminds me a lot of Doug Peterson.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know how aggressive he is on fourth down and stuff. I haven't watched too much Bears games. To see how much he goes for and stuff. But I don't know how aggressive. But I like his play designs. I watched the whole Packers game. That's the only game I watched.
Totally.
In the Vikings one.
Yeah,
but
totally.
I love his play designs. His Allen Robinson, I love the Jacksonville.
Okay.
I saw the Bears got him. I was like, they fired out their and then they got Taylor Gabriel. And then
Taylor Gabriel jersey back there, signed. Met Taylor Gabriel 3 days ago. Signed jersey by him back there. You can see it.
Nice.
Yeah. So next, let's get into what to watch for. Anthony, I'll give you a rundown of how this works. Basically, we just talk about one player on offense, one player on defense on the Eagles that we think we should watch out for. I'm going to have you go last because you know a lot about the team. Let's have us go through it first. Parth, let's start with the offense. What player on the offense do you worry about on the Eagles?
Alshon Jeffrey. You know, this man's going to come in full revenge, full smack talk, full everything. And I hate this man with a passion. I hope Fuller, Amos lays him out just like he laid out Stephon Diggs. You know, like I can talk so much smack about Alshon Jeffrey, but we're not going to go there.
Yeah, I'm going to go Zach Ertz. I mean, he's always someone that can hurt you. He's been consistent throughout the years and has gotten better and better and better. He was someone who mentored Trey Burton for years, and now Trey Burton's doing big things for us. Zach Ertz over 100 catches this year. I think he broke the record for most catches by a tight end in a season. He's incredibly consistent, and he can burn you down the middle. So Zach Ertz is someone I would watch for on Sunday.
I'm gonna go with Alshon Jeffrey too. Alshon Jeffrey was on the Bears. He was one of my favorite receivers in the league. And when he went to the Eagles, I was very disappointed. I wasn't mad at him. I was mad at Pace because he didn't
offer him the money.
Sign him to a long-term deal. But now that this is his first game returning to Chicago and we're in the playoffs, and I feel like he wants revenge too. But we're not gonna let him have it. But that's player to watch, basically.
Yeah, Anthony, who's someone that we can watch for other than the guys we mentioned on the offense for the Eagles?
I'm gonna go with Darren Sproles.
Okay.
Because the Eagles have been slowly working him back in. He's got a couple big plays. Versus the Texans, he had a nice couple of good plays. And against the Rams, even when his first came back against the Cowboys too. But they haven't usually made him a focus point in the offense yet. And I think that now that they're in the playoffs, and this could be his last couple games he ever plays. So I think now they're gonna start making him more of a main back, maybe playing 70-80% of the snaps, and he can and he's a mismatch with slower defenders and linebackers.
Yeah, totally.
Try to get like Trevathan. I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
He can be a mismatch with Trevathan and stuff like that.
Similar to a Tariq Cohen type of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's head over to the defensive side of the ball. I'm going to start it off. I'm going to go with Fletcher Cox. I think that's the most obvious one. Defensive lineman, defensive tackle actually for the Eagles. He's been incredible throughout his career. He can bust you up the middle. He can work into the outside. He fills those gaps. Whether you're running or you're passing, he can get to the quarterback. He can fill the gaps to get to the running back. So Fletcher Cox is someone I would watch out for on the Eagles' defensive line. Either of you guys have one?
I'm going to go right here because it looks like Price is busy, but I'm also going with Fletcher Cox, but look for Cravon to get his wins. He's going to be going up against
probably Bellamy or something. Yeah.
Yeah. More than likely, he's probably going to go up against Anthony Miller, and Anthony Miller said he can't wait to go compete against Strap because they were homies in training camp. But that's what I look for, Fletcher Cox. But don't be surprised if Cravon was on track to turn up.
Wouldn't be surprised if they started rapping on the field either.
Yeah.
They also got DeAndre Hall too, so watch for him. I don't think he gets a lot of playing time.
He plays special teams.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna go with their safety Malcolm Jenkins, just because if Trubisky's airing it out and Jenkins maybe
he's probably their one good player in the secondary right now.
Yeah,
with all their
exactly.
injuries.
And if he catches what Trubisky's about to do, maybe picks him off and stuff like that, that could hurt. Which turnovers are always terrible, but especially in the playoffs, you don't want to self-inflict yourself because this is a time where you can't make mistakes.
Totally. Anthony, if you can, there's one player that I wanted to talk about, but I didn't get a chance to talk about. Talk to me a little bit about Brandon Graham, if you can.
He's kind of been disappeared this year.
Yeah, totally. But he's always someone you got to watch out for.
Yeah, he can turn it on any moment. He gets a lot of pressure, but he can't finish a sack save his life for some reason. But he only had 4 this year, I think. And he hasn't been getting much pressure the past 2 years.
Okay.
But he's still getting in. He's really good against the run, though. I'll give him that. But he's someone that hopefully can turn on for the playoffs. But especially, I don't know who the Bears tackles are. I forgot who. I don't know.
Yeah, Cody Whitehair, James Daniels. We got a pretty good O line.
Yeah, I know the interior is good. I forgot.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and then finally we're going to hop into what have the Eagles struggled on. Anthony can more talk about this than we can, but basically just talk about things that they've struggled on that the Bears can exploit. I'm going to go up first, actually. One thing I'd like to talk about, obviously, the injuries in their secondary. Anthony mentioned earlier in the episode, but their 3 starting quarterbacks are on IR, which is kind of crazy that they're in the playoffs, considering teams seems like it'd be easy to exploit them through the air. But just looking at what they've struggled at, defending the pass has been a problem ever since Ronald Darby went out. We got to attack them through the air. Obviously, we have a good run game. Jordan Howard was great last week, but attacking these guys through the air is definitely going to be the way to go if we want to win this game.
Yeah, I agree with you. The secondary needs to be exploited. Trubisky threw 6 TDs against a terrible secondary, Tampa Bay, so I expect the same. Make it spread out offense and let him air it out.
6, but
Yeah, can you talk to me, Anthony, or Jaylen? You want to say anything about the Eagles?
It's basically just a secondary that they
Yeah.
struggle with.
Anthony, anything else you can give us that they've struggled on, whether it be on the offensive or defensive side of the ball?
So one thing that they've really showed their left side of the line because Peters has been coming in and out a lot. I don't know. They probably move him back all around.
Khalil Mack.
So I would totally, if V is up against Khalil Mack, because I'm sure Peters will get hurt at some point in the game. I'm just going to close my eyes. But because they'll have Big V and then Samalu, the guy who's not good either. So the left side of the line, especially if Peters gets there, is something that they can look to lose.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I appreciate you coming on, Anthony. Thank you very much. That'll pretty much do it for this episode, guys. Meet the opponents. You guys will be seeing this on Thursday night. On Friday, you guys will see 3 key factors. Will be me, Parth, and Jaylen breaking down a couple more factors from the game. That'll pretty much do it for this one, though. You can find all of our social medias in the description, including Anthony's. If you are an Eagles fan here watching this, make sure to follow him. He posts a ton of great content. That'll pretty much do it for this one, though. You can follow the podcast as well on Twitter and Instagram @BearDown. And that'll pretty much do it for this one. Whoa. One thing I am forgetting that I completely forgot. Anthony, what's your prediction for this game before we close it out?
2014 Bears.
Okay, wow. He signed with the Bears. That's rare to find, especially in the playoffs. But, yeah, that'll pretty much do it for this one, guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Bear Down Chicago. Peace.
Peace.